the name suggests, VLOOKUP is vertical lookup while HLOOKUP is horizontal lookup. The syntax of both these functions are exactly same. Now, since in Excel, most of the tables have columnar setup, what I mean by that is mostly the tables have columns wherein data is fed, and the headers are in one row representing different column for different values, and most of the tables are constructed in this fashion. Vertical lookup is more popular and is more used. HLOOKUP, a sibling of VLOOKUP, is less popular because it is used only when the tables are in horizontal configuration. What I mean by that, horizontal configuration simply means that instead of columns, we have set up in rows. Okay, now we will just try to understand with the example, and we will be using the same table, and I'll try to explain you that when it is a vertical one and when we can how we can identify the table has got a horizontal lookup or when it has got a vertical lookup construct. So let's see the example. Here we have some calling agent's name and their salary details are mentioned here. The salary details are in different columns. B column has got the basic salary, C column the DA, HRA, traveling allowance, education allowance, gross salary, then PF and net salary. So if I try to see this columnar arrangement, this is a vertical arrangement, and in case if I want to find salary of any of the employee like Avi or any other calling agents basic salary DA, I want to figure out, it will be a vertical lookup case because the Avi name is in the first column. It is in the first column, and we know that VLOOKUP is applicable only when the value which we are looking up has to be the first column of the array. Has to be the first column of the array. Now, in case of HLOOKUP, if we look at the same example and we are trying to find out HRA or TA or education allowance for all the employees, so we'll see that the HR can be found in the first row, and when the lookup value is in the first row of an array, then we will be using the HLOOKUP formula. So this is the basic difference. We will apply the formula and explore it. Now here I want to find the details for Avi. So what I'll do is I'll apply VLOOKUP. Why VLOOKUP? Because Avi is in the first column. So as we have earlier applied VLOOKUP formula, we are looking for Avi. We will try to freeze it, function F4, comma, and we have to give the table array. So we can give this as a table array, right? We'll freeze the table as well. Then we want to find out the value for basic salary, which is in the second column. First column is the calling agent name, second is the basic salary. So if I put 0, put comma, enter, you'll find that I have been able to find out the Avi's basic salary, which is 8495. And now if I try to drag it, the only thing I'll be required to do is I have to go and change the column numbers here. If I make it 3, I'll get the DA. I'll get the DA value for Avi. So similarly, we can find for all other details which we are looking for. Now, if we want to find out HRA or DA or basic for all these employees or the calling agents, we will use the HLOOKUP formula. If I am using the HLOOKUP formula, it is HL tab. And if I open the function box, what we will observe here is that lookup value is the first thing which we have to give. This was same in the case of VLOOKUP also. The second entry is the table array. This is again the same thing which was in VLOOKUP. We have to give the table array. The third thing is row index number. While in VLOOKUP it was column index number. We have to give the number of column. Here we have to give the number of row. So this is the only difference. Range lookup will have 0 and 1. In this case 0 in both the cases, because 0 is for exact match. So now let me apply this. In the lookup value, I will select HRA, right? I'll freeze it, function F4. Table lookup array, I'll take the same table. We'll take the same table here. We'll freeze the table as well. Freeze the table. Now it is asking the row index number. Now, in the case of VLOOKUP, we were counting the column number. Here, we have to find the Akhil's HRA. So we'll just try to figure out which is the row number. This is the first one. This is the second one, third, fourth, fifth. Akhil. Akhil is in 1, 2. Second one. So we'll write here 2, and range lookup will have 0 value for exact match. And you can see I got 3512, the HR value for Akhil, 3512, which is correct. And as I say OK, I'll get the value here. I'll just remove the decimals. I'll go to the home tab and I'll reduce the decimals. Now if I want to find the HRA for Akshat, if I drag it, I will get the HRA for Akhil only, but I need to go and change the row number. Now Akshat is in 3. If I type 3 here instead of 2, if I type 3 and enter, it gives me 3472, which is the value here. So we can clearly see that VLOOKUP is applicable when we are searching something which is in the first column, right? HLOOKUP is applicable when we are searching something and this is in the first row. Lookup value is in the first row.